Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavender Clothesline, and in today's video we are at Roots Flea Market in Manheim, Pennsylvania. This is a flea market that's only about 10 minutes from my house, so I love going there. They are flea market-y on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I don't know if it's every Saturday. I still haven't figured that out. But today we're going flea marketing together, and then we're going to do a haul video. So hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get going. Let's see what the flea market is like today. It is Tuesday morning, quite early, probably about 7:30, and I am at Roots Flea Market. This flea market is probably only about 10 minutes from my house, and I try to get here early Tuesday mornings. So first I'm looking at jean jackets and just a few items hanging, not even realizing that this is Bill and Dave, Gnome and the Frog. They sell on eBay and they are dear friends. I didn't even realize this was their vendor spot. So here I just go right into looking at the merchandise, not even realizing that within a few moments I'm gonna see a friend. I thought that shirt was really cool, but for some reason I did not pick it up. Now the t-shirts that I showed in the beginning, the mountain t-shirts, I did wind up buying the lot of them. I think I got 7 of them, and I will try to show those in a haul video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here for some reason I'm skipping over to the other side, not quite sure why, and then I come back to Bill and Dave's. When I get to a flea market in the morning, I am just a crazy girl all over the place. I want to see everything and just move as quickly as I can to scoop up the goods. I really liked this quilt, and I got a little sidetracked talking to this vendor, which was very fun. You guys know me, I always enjoy speaking with everybody and seeing what everybody is selling, what they're up to, how they're doing. I really enjoy flea market shopping, especially when the wares are displayed like that on the ground. People just open up their trunks. I think in England, at the UK, I should say, they call it boot hauls. So now I'm crossing back over. You can tell I'm just all over the place. So this video is going to be unorganized, and the gentleman in the green is Bill, Gnome and the Frog. He does not see me. He's talking to the buyer on the left of me, and I'm standing right there with the GoPro. I love you, Bill. So you can see on his shirt, Gnome and the Frog. That is their eBay store, their YouTube channel. They are on Instagram. Dear friends that I met probably right before the Reseller Meetup 2020. I really hope someday somebody has a really big reseller meetup here in Pennsylvania. I know there is going to be a really special conference convention meetup in Las Vegas, and I will put that information in the description below. I am unable to attend this year, but I want to give them a shout out. That is Vicky and Kati.
Are you not even going to say hello?
Here Bill is seeing me. I was giving him a hard time, and we stopped for a hug and a hello.
How are you guys? I'm good. I was waiting for you to finish your shirt.
I apologize. I just
Stop.
I was like so.
How are you?
Good,
How are
good.
you?
Yourself?
Good,
How's
good.
life?
Wonderful.
How are you feeling?
Terrible. Yeah.
This next booth or vendor spot had quite a few items. When I go flea marketing, guys, I just zoom in on what is catching my attention through the camera. So it's a different shopping experience for me than when I'm just shopping, because I'm constantly keeping an eye on the angle of the camera. I did really like this earthenware crock. To be truthful, I'm sorry I didn't pick that up. I'm not quite sure what the price was on that. That's probably why I didn't pick it up, $45. Everybody at the flea market is super friendly. I always have a great time going there. The egg burrito sandwiches, can we just all take a moment and talk about the egg burrito sandwiches? So good, and I get them every time I go. Sometimes you come across vendors that have a mix of new and vintage. Some are handmade items. I loved the large wood bench. If I had a place to put that, I would have looked at the price. That gentleman is making his own furniture. And now we are coming to a booth that I am just standing here trying to spy if I see anything. Because when I get to a flea market, it's very hard for me to look at every individual thing. I try to scope out what's going on in the vendor booth. Here I just stopped to talk to this couple, really nice couple, and the lady was complimenting, I think, my blouse. So we just had a fun conversation, but I do not buy new stickers. Recently I sold, I think it was Surf Shop, Run Surf Shop stickers. Ron John. And what did I get for those? I think I only got $15, but I believe they went to the UK, and I believe the people paid $15 or $20 for the shipping. Crazy. And stickers are really easy to ship. You know me, nothing thrills me more than easy to ship items. I get so happy when I wake up in the morning because I do my shipping early, and when really easy items have sold, like say 10 things have sold overnight and they're all easy, I just feel like I've won the lottery. I'm going to try to do a whole video after this filming to show you guys what I really bought, because sometimes an item is really good and I have to scoop it up quickly so I don't catch it on film. Say the camera is off and I see something at a really good buy-in price. Sometimes I don't have time to turn the camera on and get it, you know, all ready to go. I will just go ahead and buy the item and hopefully show it to you in a haul and tell you why I picked it up. These tables were super interesting. Now, a lot of times, different dealers have different price points. You come across dealers who just want to blow items out, and I get things for really good price, meaning under $10 or $5, and sometimes people want prices for their items where there is no meat left on the bone. There is no profit to be made. When I see a lot of figurines set up, very rarely do I look at them. I was looking at these reproduction little die-cast, I think this is die-cast or pewter figures. Now, I would imagine the old army men and the like bring very good money, but those were definitely new. I think what makes a flea market so fun is there is so much to be looked at. I thought this inlay table was just gorgeous. To be truthful, I was considering that for my house. I could use another little end table. I love a lot of little end tables, and I did not revisit that. But I thought that would go really beautiful with, I have kind of like a Ralph Lauren vibe going on, and I thought that would be really pretty. But the Thunderbirds photo poster catches my attention. But since I have just picked up a large vacuum cleaner and a couple of other large pieces, I leave the picture behind. Walk away from the picture. Here, these mushroom canisters catch my attention. These are quite popular. I'm not sure if these are the Sears ones. I think this is called Happy Mushroom. I'll write it on the screen if I find out what these are called. And the vendor wanted $45, which is the average price for that. Here on this table, this little wicker basket caught my attention. This might have been a mistake on my part. I wanted that to be a handbag. And because it held like a little picnic set, I left it behind. But on second thought, you know, on hindsight, I might have been able to take that out of there and somehow attach a strap. If that would have been a handbag, guys, that would have brought an easy $60. I have picked those up. I picked up one years ago by Atianya Noir and did very well with it. It sold for over $100. So if you find those vintage, tightly woven basket handbags, absolutely run a comp on those. I love a good wooden box. I don't have any of those in my house, but I love good wooden boxes. Now in this video, you're going to see that people are in my filming. I try not to film other people, but in a flea market, it is impossible to blur everybody out. So if somebody is very close up and they see I have a camera, I will say to them, I'm a YouTuber, do you mind, is it okay? And 99% of the people don't have a problem with it. I try to be courteous and ask, but as you can see, I'm showing butts, I'm showing faces. It's all in the footage. So it is what it is when you're a YouTuber sometimes. Here I find a very interesting vintage little purse handbag. Now, $38 the price, so above my price point. But what I couldn't figure out is this looked new to me. It did not look as old as it should. The velvet did not look correct. I could be wrong about that. But the velvet was not that supple silk, really good draping velvet. It was more stiff and cheap and lightweight. So I had question of whether that was real or not. This vendor really had full-priced items. His items were nice. I don't think they were especially good, but his prices were quite high, so I was unable to shop with him. Here I'm coming down the other side of the flea market. There are two main aisles. This flea market is a good size, not as big as the other flea markets I go to, not as big as Williams Grove, not as big as Green Dragon, but still definitely worth the trip. And they have a whole farmer's market, auction house. They auction off groceries, and they have a very large Hess auction, which is huge. So someday, I think I've done it before, I will try to bring the camera in there. That place is a little overwhelming, and that is on the property, I believe, owned by a different corporation or family. So as you can see, lots of vintage items. This is a lot of work for these people. You know, sometimes I think to myself, oh, I want a flea market space, but they are setting this up and breaking this down every time. And if you get rain, you know, there's no protection. So if a rain cloud moves over, you are scrambling, which I really don't like scrambling. But I would imagine on a good day, a fair amount of people, thousands, pass through this. So I'm sure these sellers do quite well. And here in this little video, we're just going to take a quick look at these box lots. Another grouping of mushroom canisters, a little bit different, and they had damage, so I left those behind. This gentleman shared with me he goes to auctions and buys box lots and then brings them here. So I believe he's at auctions, I think he said 3 days a week, and you see he has these banana boxes and just puts them out, and people dig through them. I have shopped with him before, but on this day I didn't quite find anything. I think I'm just really getting more and more picky about what I pick up. So here are a few screenshots of Roots Market. I believe the real name is Roots Old Mill Flea Market, and it can get quite crowded on a gorgeous day, especially in the fall. This is a little diagram of the different buildings, different things that go on. As you can see, there are different auctions, flea market, and the farmer's market. In my opinion, are the best Amish bakeries, chocolate peanut butter cake. I mean, the food is just go hungry if you go. It's my best advice. This is in Manheim, Pennsylvania, and you can find items in the flea market that flip for a very good profit. I have done really well shopping at this flea market. I've made a lot of money on the items that I have picked up. So that is this part of the video. Now let's get to a haul, and we're going to talk about a few items that I found this day at the flea market, and also probably a few Goodwill finds. Okay, stay tuned. So in this part of the video, we're just going to go over a few things that I picked up at Roots Flea Market, and the majority of it's still from Goodwill. Let's get started. I have my cart over here. I'm sure that's making many of you very happy. When I'm downstairs, I'm still not using a cart, but up here I am. This is the regular floor in my house. And the first item that I did not capture on film because I was in the flea market like 30 seconds, went right to this first table and bought these snake candle holders. So these are vintage brass, beautiful. And the gentleman that owned the vendor spot, or rented the vendor spot, I should say, had a couple of tables, and the tables were divided like everything in this section $5, everything in this section $10. Can I just say I love that? Instead of standing there and saying, how much do you want for this? How much do you want for that? I love when the prices are really clear, laid out. That way I can blow through the spot, pick up what I want, and know what I'm paying. So $10 for these brass candlesticks, and I have just listed these. Are you listed? I think they are listed, and I'm going to insert some comp photos, not my listing, but other ones just like this that have brought a very good profit. So we'll insert those here, and let's go on to item number 2. The next item I picked up at the same flea market, this is Roots in Mannheim, the flea market I was at right before this part of the video, is this gorgeous handmade quilt cover. Now I have not measured this. This is all washed. In fact, I dry cleaned this with Dryel in my dryer, and it still wasn't what I wanted to list. So I went ahead, washed Delicate Cycle, and I actually put this in the dryer for a little while because I felt that the satin part of it was more like an acetate polyester rather than a silk. If it had been a silk, I probably would have Delicate Cycle soaked and just rinsed it and then line dried it and steamed it. But instead I went ahead and put it in the dryer. I'm going to stand back so we can appreciate the colorway on this. So the back is a solid pink and a lot of hand stitching in this. I'm going to try to see if the camera will zero in on the hand stitching. Now there are a few tiny flaws with it, but generally I think this is in very good condition. So some people will always call this a duvet cover, but if it is a duvet cover, it usually has an envelope fold, or along the edge there are buttons or snaps. Only once have I seen zipper. Most times duvet covers do not have zippers. I think this can be used as a light coverlet the way it is, or it can be opened and used as a quilt. A polyfill can be put into it. So just beautiful. And what did I pay for this? I hope I caught this on film. I'm trying to remember what I paid for this. It wasn't much, guys. I'm gonna say $10 maybe, because that day I know I didn't spend much on anything. But I really, really like, triple like, the color combination and the pattern. Okay. So that is item number 2. I'm going to set that over here. And what else did I get at the flea market? I think those are 2 pieces that I have from the flea market. I'm trying to think what else I bought. I bought some shirts, and maybe that's it. Maybe just the 3 pieces. Sometimes I go to Roots and get a lot, and sometimes I only get 4 or 5 good pieces, but always worth a trip. All right, let's get on with what I picked up at Goodwill. Okay, first item from Goodwill. I don't know if I caught this in a thrift with me. This is a fleece blanket from American Eagle. Now I don't pick up every fleece blanket. This pattern and colorway I think is going to do really well. I have washed this already, but have not listed it. So as you can see, just their Eagle logo. How good is this? This reminds me of like Tommy or Ralph Lauren, you know, that kind of bold, patterned logo flag, patriotic colorway. I love this. And I paid $2.50 for this. And like I said, all washed, and I will be probably listing it this coming week. Off topic, for those of you wondering what's different about my hair, I have put stripes in, and this is real fresh. We just did this on Wednesday. This is Friday morning, so the dark striping will calm down and turn more like a honey chocolatey brown. I might throw a little more blonde in it, but as we get towards late summer, I have a tendency to throw dark stripes in, and I love it bold. So if you're saying, wow, her hair is really stripy, this will calm down. The blonde will get blonder, but the dark striping will get more of a honey brown, and I love a real bold stripe. All right, so that's what's going on with my hair. Let's go to the next item. The next item, flannel sheets, the Peanuts gang. I love these. These are great, and I believe the branding is Peanuts. Let me see if I can find a tag for us. That is what the tag looks like. I found 4 pillowcases and a sheet. I haven't even looked at the sheet of what size it is. This is the flat sheet. Unfortunately, a lot of times the fitted sheet for beds don't get donated. I think people just use a fitted, you know, the one on the bottom sheet more so, but still worth the pickup. And like I said, 4 pillowcases, so I'm imagining this is king, could be queen. But yeah, I think I'll do really well with this. I paid $3.50 for the pillowcases, I think collectively, and $3.50, so $7 for the pieces together, which was a great price. And I picked them up before the prices went up again. So that was a good pickup. I am keeping an eye more on hard goods and linens these days because the clothing is very high priced. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Now, Goodwill can't know every good brand, but I have to say the people pricing are trying to educate themselves more and more. For those of you who feel that we as resellers are running Goodwill, Goodwill is online. They've been online for years. Goodwill already knows pretty much what brands bring better money. They just, in my opinion, don't have the workforce to check every item. But Goodwill is online. Goodwill is on eBay, as we all know. I won't even start that conversation, but so I will keep an eye on the prices and continue to shop a lot of hard goods. All right. Next item up is a rotary dial phone in red. I think this is the Princess. Is this the Princess? Because I know the trim line came out, I think, after the Princess style. So in red, I thought this was really good. Now I have cleaned it up and I missed this big old sticker back here. I don't know how I missed that. So I will do another cleanup and get that sticker off. I imagine this is going to bring about $35 and I will put untested because I have no way of testing this. Most times these work. I've never had a vintage phone returned. Nobody has ever plugged it in and said, hey, it didn't work. So that's just my 2 cents. If you have the ability to test phones, that's great. I do not. All right, what else? I picked up a little Tonala frog. You guys know me. I'm really loving the Tonala pottery. This guy won't bring a lot, but I can never leave Tonala behind. Right now it is very trending. Really, really sweet. And I paid $1.99 for him. I imagine, do I have him listed? I might even have him listed. I imagine between 10 and 15. Okay, so this item I did catch finding it in Goodwill. It is a handmade broom with a wood handle or a branch handle. And I know these brooms are a lot of times from Breyer College. The students make them. I think Breyer is it B-R-E-A? You know what? I'll put it on the screen. I can't even remember how to spell it. Breyer. B-R-E-A-R. Is that correct? And I have found those brooms before. When I find those, they always have a label that hangs out of this top rope here. This one did not have a label, and I do not see any evidence of a label. So while I feel this will sell, I couldn't attribute it to that college, but I go ahead and pick this up anyway. And what did I pay for this? It's in the other shopping video. I think I paid $2.99. Don't quote me on that. But this one is listed. And like I said, guys, if you ever want to know what I am selling something for, you can always go into my eBay store, Lavender Clothesline, and look it up because it becomes a big mishmash. I lose track of what I'm selling things for. This next item is Goodwill also. I was shopping with a good friend and we were talking about the way that this company brings good money. This is Climate and it's a static V Luxe mattress pad or sleeping pad. So these are both new in the case. This was an excellent find. I think Goodwill had these for, it's either $2.99 or $4.99. You can tell that they're new the way they're still in package. And I got 2 of them. So what do I have these listed for? I have these listed high. This company does very well. They are known for high quality camping, outdoor backpacking equipment. Real comfort. They give the weight and 27 ounces. I believe this is a blow-up product, easy to inflate sleeping pad that's wider and thicker for packable luxury. So it's no more like a luxury sleeping pad. This pitcher, jug, crock, all of those things caught my attention. No branding on the bottom. I wish these things had branding. I have seen very similar items on eBay and those were not branded either. This I picked up because of the aqua interior. Look how pretty that is. So I'll show you this. No damage, really nice shape. And I listed this as a cookie jar, what else, a bean pot. You know, I throw in those extra keywords so anybody looking for those other items, my item will come up too. Now eBay, in my opinion, with all of this adding the item specifics, it's not helping the search at all. I know when I listed this, like, you know, it says, do you mean Beanie Babies? Do you mean, and they'll put in a car part. It's like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant a bean pot cookie jar. Come on, eBay. Really nice colorway, and that's why I said yes to it. I believe I paid $3.99 for this. This next item, I had no idea if these sell, what kind of price they bring. I put it in my cart. I said absolutely yes, only because of the aesthetic. And of course, once I comped it, I saw this is very sellable, thank goodness, and I'm gonna stand back with it. This is a raffia straw rug in a floral pattern or a flower shape. So as you can see, it's the same on both sides, but it definitely has a top and a bottom. It's in great shape, and I don't remember what I paid for it. I think this was $4. Now, when I go to ship this, I will roll this with tissue paper, front and back. It'll be rolled. I will probably rubber band it, or I might even just tape outside tissue paper on it, and I will either put this in a tube mailer or one of the triangular priority boxes and ship it that way. So even though it seems like a very odd thing to ship, it's really not that bad because these are very rollable. And I remember these, I think I had one up on my wall back in the 70s. I had a real boho apartment, tapestries on the ceiling. I'm sure you can picture that with me, embroidered pieces. And I believe I had one of these on the wall. That would be fun if I could find a picture, but I don't think I have one. So I said yes to this. And you can get these on Amazon. Now, I didn't see this exact print, but I think Amazon has them for about $40 free shipping. So I think I made mine 30 something with shipping, and we'll see how it does. I did film finding these. I think this was, besides the fruit, the plastic fruit, which I put back in the store, I think this item was probably the second item I put in my cart. 4 wood finial knobs. I would guess these are for an older bedpost bed. So this screwed into the bedposts, and there's a couple of reasons I picked these up. Number one, you guys know me, I love wood, and we are in a time, I think, at an all-time high where people are doing, you know, repurposing and refinishing of furniture for their homes. So if you were to go into a store and look for something like this, with this really amazing shape, I think this would be very expensive. I don't know that you can go into like Home Depot or Lowe's and buy something like this. Now, you can probably get finial knobs, but I don't think it would be this intricate. This is turned on a lathe, and I think most people who want something this style would either have to go into a repurposed store, like a reuse it store or something like that, a thrift store, or they would have to turn these themselves. So this is a screw in, they are all ready to go, in great shape. I have the 4 listed. I'm gonna say I have the 4 listed for the $50 to $60 range. And what did I pay for these? I think I paid $4. So yes, 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 love the shape, love wood, love finial knobs, all the things. All right. This item here I'm going to be taking guesses about because I'm kind of going with what my brain makes up. So as you can see, it's a rabbit in a running position. It's very heavy. When I saw this in Goodwill, my thought was, please be metal, please be iron, please be heavy. And it's resin plastic, which isn't horrible, but the original ones in iron would have had more chipping. The paint would have been very distressed because over the years, the metal just gives off the paint, you know, and it just has wear and tear. So I kind of knew it was going to be plastic, but I was very pleased with how beautifully this is done. Very heavy. This is either a doorstop or it was used around a mantle of a fireplace. I think you could even use this around the hearth of a fireplace. So this is what it looks like. It does have the telltale velvet bottom. So a reproduction. What decade do I think this is from? No idea. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to guess the 70s because of the velvet. A lot of times with vintage items, you can tell the age by the velvet, not only how worn it is or how dusty it is, but what type of velvet they use. The really old products have that heavy, I'm going to call it a cotton or a silk velvet. Mostly it would be a cotton velvet. I don't think they would put silk. This is more like backed with paper, I'm going to call it. So it's like a flocked velvet. It's not really a material. Beautiful anyway. I would pick this up all day long just for the aesthetic of it. And I think this is great. Do I have this listed? Oh, I don't know. I can't be expected to know everything. I am trying my best to keep track of all of this. All right, next item up, I have 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3. I know the window, you're going to see the reflection, but hopefully you can see these. 4. So these are, I'm pretty sure, 1960s. They are wall art because you can see the mounting hardware. I'm not exactly sure if a clock that I saw went with this set and the clock was broken and somebody replaced it with an inappropriate time period piece. So in other words, it had this type of frame, but the inner clock workings were totally wrong. It was very like cheap 80s, something you'd win at a carnival. And I was like, no, I don't want that piece. But I did want these, and I think these are fantastic. My problem is, this is very hard to describe for me. So this is listed, I think I called it triangular framed wall art. I don't even remember, mid-century modern, of course. But I don't know that I knew what these were called. So if you know what these things are called, would you leave a comment down below? Thanks, guys. Okay, garbage man going by. I don't know why he didn't pick up my garbage. Did he pick up my garbage? He did not. Maybe he's coming back down the other side of the street. Give you all the news of what's happening out in the block. All right, 1 or 2 more pieces and we are done. Nativity. These are listed, so they are in the bag. Soft sculpture. I'll take one out so we can take a look at it. This is material that you buy in a craft store, and then you stuff the pieces. They have dolls, they have houses. What else do they have? They have different holiday decorations. This one is a nativity, and somebody completed the project. And I said, absolutely, yes, I think these are wonderful, which I said in the whole video for families with small children that want to be able to touch the nativity and the parents won't have fear of it breaking, you know, if you have a nice porcelain set or whatever. So I did pick these up, and I think they're listed for $19.99, and I paid $3, I think. These last 2 items, I have no clue what this is going to bring. I kind of don't know why I picked them up. I had to pick them up. I didn't have a choice. My brain would not let me put these back. I think these are going to take a million years to sell. So do not pick these up unless you have it figured out, because I don't. They are quilted, weighted-based stuffed ducks. So almost positive they are a doorstop or door stopper, some people call them. Somebody sewed these and made them. I don't know if this is a kit. They're very well done. And like I said, quite heavy. I'll show you the other one. So how could you not pick these up, right? Now don't make a practice of that, just picking up whatever, you know, you don't want to leave behind, because your store will be filled with things that won't sell. I kind of think these will sell, and what I'm basing that on, I have no idea, because I have never picked these up. I did pick up, what was it? I feel like it was a duck or a rabbit, and it was a doorstop. I have to look at my eBay store if that's even there. I have dust flying around. You guys seeing the dust? But I said yes to them. They were nominal. I'm going to say they were $3 or $4. So $3 or $4, I always take a chance. If my brain is saying, get those. I trust my brain. After all of these years, 99% of the time it works out and I make a decent profit. Sometimes the brain says, pick this up, and it takes forever to sell, but that's okay. I'm good with that. All right, guys, that is the video for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Love you guys, appreciate you. I love reading your comments. Your comments sometimes just, I don't know, it's so fun at the end of the day for me to sit with a cup of tea and read all of your comments, to hear how you're doing, what you're selling. I'm all about that. So feel free to share in the comments below anything kind, nice, encouraging, what you're up to, and even telling me that you're going to dress like me for Halloween. I love that comment. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, go out and get what's yours.